Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A man and his two sons are murdered just days before Christmas. In the wake of the tragedy, friends and neighbors gathered to pay tribute to the family.
Administrators call it a successful first year for a City of Rockford partnership. Would-be inmates are now getting mental health and addiction services to stay out of jail.
The Stateline community is giving back to those who protect our freedoms. Find out how you can adopt a Marine this Christmas. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Community members come together to remember a Belvidere man and his two young sons killed inside their house.
A vigil is going on near the home on Union Avenue. That's where we find Rachel Perry. Rachel, neighbors tell you those boys will be missed.
Mimi and Eric, 31-year-old Andrew Hint and his two young sons, just 5 and 7 years old, were found in this house behind me Sunday night. Just a few minutes ago, a vigil started for the young family. Belvidere police say all three had been shot. No one has been caught, and police believe Hint's SUV was stolen during the triple homicide. One neighbor tells me she would often sit with the family as the kids played outside, saying Andrew was a great dad.
Drew was such a good father. They would play constantly outside. They're a little bit younger than my children, so they didn't play much together, but always riding their bikes. And Drew had a little dirt bike. He'd take them on rides up and down the sidewalk, and just to hear them laugh and giggle, and it was just like a little daycare out here with all the little laughter. It was, I mean, they were sweet boys, very sweet boys.
The vigil will be going on for the next few hours, and anyone is invited to come pay their respects. For now, reporting live in Belvidere for your home team, I'm Rachel Perry.
All right, Rachel, thanks for that live report.
Rockford police search for an 18-year-old man they say caused a deadly crash over the summer. August 26th, officers responded to Broadway and 24th Street for a traffic accident. Rockford East High School student Mason Hada was driving a red Chevy Cruze when he was hit by Derry Steele's Chrysler 300. Hada died at the scene. According to investigators, Steele was driving drunk. A warrant has been issued for the teen's arrest. He's charged with reckless homicide and aggravated DUI. If you know where Steele is, contact Rockford Police or Crime Stoppers. Officers arrest a Rockford man facing a list of felony charges. Friday morning, RPD's gang crime unit completed a warrant check at a home on Indian Terrace. That's where police took Kedrick Burden into custody. Investigators say they found 2 guns, marijuana, and cash. The 29-year-old is accused of several crimes, including attempted murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and unlawful use of a weapon. Police also arrested Penetra Anderson on a pair of charges. She bonded out of jail.
A pilot program that aims to give individuals with behavioral health issues resources and keep them out of jail sees success. Rockford's Crisis Co-Response Team was formed a little over a year ago. Rosecrans representatives respond to calls with first responders, where the person involved could benefit from mental health help. If a team member is not available at the time of the call, they'll follow up with the person. So far, the group has responded to 1,800 calls and assisted more than 1,100 people.
Our biggest goal is to continue to get our name out there so people understand that there is a co-responder team out there. And if there's a need, I mean, certainly reach out to us and we can be able to direct where the best place to provide intervention.
The CCRT is funded by the Winnebago County Health Board and recently hired on more staff to be able to expand to 2 shifts.
Health experts worry medical centers won't be able to keep up with an influx of sick patients this winter. That'll likely be due to a post-holiday surge in COVID cases and fewer people getting a flu shot. Hospitals are already filling up with Omicron patients as well as people battling flu. One UW doctor tells us getting both the COVID and flu vaccine are equally important.
Even though I know a lot of people kind of forego them and say, oh, flu doesn't really bother me that much. This is a really important year that we need to keep ourselves healthy. We need to protect our loved ones, especially the vulnerable ones. And we need to do whatever we can to just keep sick people out of offices, out of urgent care, and out of emergency departments.
This time last year, COVID protocols like staying home whenever possible, washing hands, and wearing a mask also kept flu cases low.
The Belvidere community wants to make sure U.S. Marines know the Stateline is thinking about them this holiday season.
Nikel Delgado joins us with more on a program gathering items for service members. Nikel, what things are organizers looking for?
Well, Eric and Mimi, basic items like toothbrushes, toothpaste, razors, wool socks, stamps, and other snacks to fill these care package items. For the women behind the efforts, it's become a tradition.
To help get these guys some supplies. You know, and it's just basic things. It's things that you would like if you were stuck somewhere and you couldn't go to the grocery store.
For Sandy Murphy, sending care packages to soldiers overseas isn't something new. Her mother did it for her dad. She then did it for 15 years for her husband. Now her daughter, Samantha Rose, is taking part too.
We want them not to be forgotten. We've had too many past military members that have been forgotten. And that hurts.
The mother-daughter team partnered with Sergeant P. Lapkins for veterans. The Poplar Grove nonprofit donated 115 handmade blankets to send to the Marines. Samantha's boyfriend is among those currently deployed. She says she's overjoyed with the amount of support they've received.
I don't just want to say it means a lot, but it gives me faith in the community to know that like everybody's helping out people they don't know.
Many of these Marines are between 18 and 23 years old and their first time leaving home. Samantha says to get something that they weren't expecting means the world to them.
Like, what do you want? He's like, you can send anything. I don't care. If I don't need it, somebody will.
The women hope to get a care package to each Marine to open for Christmas.
And we want them to know that whatever job you're doing, whatever mission you're on, we still think about you.
Sandy and Samantha's goal is to get a care package into the hands of every Marine every month until they come home. For more information on how you can adopt a Marine and get a list of the items needed, find this story on mystateline.com. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Nikel. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office spent the day surprising families across the county. An anonymous donor donated $5,000 to the Sheriff's Office. Their goal? To make sure families across the county get some holiday cheer. Sheriff Gary Caruana, along with several deputies, went to stores and randomly handed out $100 to community members. Sheriff Caruana says he enjoys seeing people's reactions and getting to know them.
We're enjoying giving back. I'm very honored that the person that donated it to us to do this, that he's thinking of the community and the greater good of the community, and he's using us as the instrument to go out and spread some good joy to people during the holiday season.
Tomorrow, the department will hand out even more cash. We'll hear how the giveaway is turning one resident's holiday season around. That's coming up tonight at 10.
In less than a month, the Omicron variant of COVID-19 has become the dominant strain across the U.S. More than 70% of all new infections are believed to be Omicron.
Today, as the new strain takes hold, the president announced additional steps the federal government will take to mitigate its impact. Our Washington correspondent Basil John explains as he keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. President Joe Biden says Americans do not need to panic, but need to do their part to prevent the Omicron variant from doing real damage.
We all want this to be over, but we're still in it.
Tuesday, President Joe Biden announced new steps the federal government is taking as Omicron cases rise throughout the country.
We're prepared. We know more. We just have to stay focused.
The president's winter plan includes expanding hospital capacity, deploying additional medical personnel and supplies like ventilators, and increased access to free testing and vaccines.
I'll be deploying hundreds more vaccinators and more sites to help get the booster shots in people's arms.
The increased testing includes 500 billion at-home tests that will be distributed for free.
And we'll have websites where you can get them delivered to your home.
President Biden says only those not fully vaccinated should be concerned about the Omicron variant.
You're at a high risk of getting sick. And if you get sick, you're likely to spread it to others, including friends and family.
Vaccination is extremely important, but please don't forget about getting a booster shot.
White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci says Americans can enjoy their holidays as planned, but should be responsible.
And avoid things that are really high risk, like very large congregations, social events with 100 people or 80 people where everybody's crowded together. That's just not very prudent to do that right now.
Both Fauci and the president want Americans to understand that the country is not back to where it was in March of 2020 because they know more about the virus and they have the supplies to deal with it. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Well, good evening, everyone. We saw temperatures today reach into the upper 30s, so it was slightly above normal, but it probably didn't feel like that because we were dealing with windy conditions and we still have some wind out there. But at the moment we're dry, when we take a look at the Mercy F SkyTrack weather camera, see traffic traveling right there on the roadway. No wet weather expected for us for the next couple of days. That changes though as we head toward the weekend. Now, when we take a look at the day planner, we are expecting a mainly clear sky as we head throughout the rest of the evening and into the overnight. But you'll notice temperatures by the time we get to midnight will be down toward the low 20s, and it gets even colder from there. And that brings us to temperatures looking forward, because we are talking about cold conditions tonight, but it will be a cold day tomorrow. Temperatures only near 32 degrees for a high, but eventually by Friday we actually warm up and we'll see temperatures in the low 50s, well above normal for this time of year. But as we focus in on temperatures out there now, we're anywhere from the upper 20s toward the low 30s, 33 degrees in Rockford, 32 degrees in Rochelle, and also 32 degrees in Savannah. Now, the wind has been a little bit of an issue today. We've seen wind, we see wind at the moment anywhere from 11 to about 20 to 21 miles per hour, and we have seen even higher wind gusts. And so the reason why we're dealing with the breezy conditions, we have high pressure that's generally to our south. We have an area of low pressure passing to our north, along with the cold front that will sweep across our region tonight, and that is what has more or less made it windy for us today. But once we get behind that cold front, we're talking about some colder air moving in our direction. And when we take a look at regional temperatures, we see temperatures toward La Crosse, 24 degrees, Minneapolis, 17 degrees. These are the temperatures we are expecting as we head throughout the overnight. So let's take a look. By the time we get to tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the teens for all of us, and we'll likely have wind chills in the single digits. And by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon, we'll see temperatures struggling to reach the upper 20s and lower 30s. And that brings us to our upper level pattern. The reason why we're cooling off, again, we have that cold front passing through, but we have upper level winds more or less allowing for colder air to dip right across the Great Lakes. But we see a ridge to the west. Eventually, this ridge builds east. It'll be a weaker ridge, but it will help bring some warmer conditions to our region. And so that's why we are talking about warming up as we head toward the end of the week into Christmas Eve and even Christmas Day. But at the same time, we'll start to see more storm activity across our region. As we look toward Thursday morning, there'll likely be a disturbance to our north. That should not impact us here in the state line, but keep that in mind if you are traveling north for the holiday. Then as we look toward Friday, we'll see a limited rain chance throughout the afternoon, but I think most actually deal with clouds, and that's about it. But now it looks like Christmas Day we'll be dealing with rain showers across our region, so be on the lookout for that. And as we talk about the Christmas forecast, we are looking at temperatures generally speaking in the low 50s Christmas Eve, upper 30s Christmas Eve night, and mid 40s Christmas Day. Tonight we're down to 16 degrees with a mainly clear sky, and the 7-day shows we're dry up until Friday and Saturday with wet weather moving in, and then we're cooling off into the weekend.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
The Ice Hogs are about to head into their Christmas break, but first they have a little more work to do here tonight at the BMO Harris Bank Center. They will be hosting the Milwaukee Admirals, and then after that, the guys will head their separate ways for the remainder of this week, getting some time off, time to spend with family. Their break will be a lot more enjoyable, though, if they can get a win here tonight. They can't get caught looking past the Admirals to their time off.
We addressed it today. We talked about it. I think the guys we're going to be ready. We talked about it, and let's make sure we're kind of finishing something that we started here.
We need to be dialed in for this game because, I mean, we're right in the thick of things here. So, I mean, every point's a big one. Every game's a big one. And I think we're focused.
The Admirals come in here in 6th place in the Central Division. The Ice Hogs have surged up to 3rd place. The Hogs over their last 10 games have a record of 6-3-1, and they're adding some bodies back from Chicago and from COVID. Guys like Josiah Slavin, Dylan McLaughlin, and Mike Hardman. So the Hogs are very upbeat about the rest of this season.
I think as a group we're playing well. I think the guys are playing really hard for each other. They're playing more as a 5-man unit on the ice, and I think that's something that we're stressing here in the data. Yeah, we like where we're at. We're not happy where we're at, but we like where we're at.
we're playing the right way right now, and I think we're kind of finding what we're good at, and we just got to keep building from that.
The puck will drop here at 7:05. Big news from the NHL. The league and the players have decided not to participate in the upcoming Winter Olympics in China because of COVID. Instead, they'll use those 2 weeks during the Olympics to make up NHL games that are being postponed. Fred VanVleet won't be taking the court for the Toronto Raptors for a while. He's been placed in COVID protocols. VanVleet had COVID this past March, and he had some pretty severe symptoms. The Raptors haven't said if VanVleet has tested positive or if he has simply been in close contact with teammates who are positive. The Raptors are supposed to play in Chicago tomorrow night. The NIU men's basketball team was supposed to host Indiana State tomorrow night in DeKalb. That game is now off because of COVID concerns. It will not be made up. Well, last night's Bears lost to the Vikings as Matt Nagy 1 foot closer to being out the door at Hallis Hall. On the plus side, the Bears played hard. On the downside, the Bears looked allergic to the red zone. There was some bad play calling, and there were 9 penalties on the Bears, including an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Nagy.
The penalties that we've had at inopportune times, that's where, you really got to lock in. You have to lock in, and there's a focus there.
That's it from the BMO. We'll be right back.
Marcus will have a final look at weather in a moment.
But first, here's a peek at what News Nation has planned.
Tonight, President Biden addresses the nation on COVID, what he can do to help stop the spread. Plus, more than 100,000 members of our military struggle to feed their families. How one admiral plans to change that. That's On Balance. Here's Dan Abrams.
Thanks, Leland. Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. I'm taking your Zoom calls. Join me live to debate and discuss the Kim Potter trial. I want to know what you think about the case. Prove your point and maybe prove me wrong. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That's all coming up tonight on the fastest growing cable news network in America, News Nation. It's available on the cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com. Marcus is back with another look at that forecast.
Yes.
Could get a little rainy later this week.
Yeah, we are talking about some rain chances actually now shifting into Christmas Day. So not exactly the best weather for Christmas, but it will be warm for this time of year.
And not cold enough for snow.
Yeah, and not cold enough for snow. But it looks like some snow chances early next week. So if you love snow, you might get a taste of it. But here's a look at the first Warrant interactive radar. Shows that things are quiet. Brought to you by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Tonight we'll be down to 16 degrees. It gets cold and it will be breezy, feeling like the single digits by tomorrow morning. And the 7-day shows those rain chances out there for Christmas Day.
Thanks, Marcus.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.